Welcome to the Tri-M Fundamentals Weekly Insight Podcast. Each week, we'll sit down with President and CEO of Tri-M, Jim Horn, as he shares experiences, insight, and stories that drive home the importance of the 31 fundamentals that make Tri-M the best-in-class, employee-owned company it is today. Listen as Jim shares a very personal story to go along with fundamental number 5, go the extra mile.
Throughout my career, I've always gone the extra mile. Not only was it part of the work ethic passed down to me by my father, but I felt that it was a way for me to gain as much knowledge and experience as quickly as I can. I also gained a reputation for doing whatever needed to be done, when it needed to be done, and I never hesitated to try something new. I personally feel this played a major part in my success during my career. Nothing was beneath me. I did whatever needed to be done. Let me tell you a quick story. Many of you may not know this, but I started my career in shipbuilding in 1972 as an electrical apprentice. Over the next 2 years, I quickly progressed and attained the position of a first-class electrician. During those 2 years, I worked as much overtime as I could. For a stretch, it was 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, for almost 12 weeks. My motivation for working so much overtime wasn't about the money. I was only making $2.65 an hour. It was more about the knowledge and experience I was gaining in almost every area of the ship while working on overtime. During that time, I became well versed in almost every area of the ship, from the engine room to the wheelhouse, from the radio room to the cargo holds. Then in 1974, I was given the opportunity to serve a drafting and design apprenticeship in the electrical department. Over the next 3 years, I had the opportunity to put on paper everything that I had learned in my first 2 years as an electrician. When it came to the 4th year of my apprenticeship program, it was time for me to work in the field for 6 months with the electricians. The director of the apprenticeship program reached out to me, not sure what to do with me since I had already served 2 years in the field. He asked, was there anything I wanted to do for the next 6 months that could further advance me in my apprenticeship? I said, yes, I want to work with the operating engineers. I learned to design the electrical systems. I learned how to install them. Now I want to know how to run the ship. He said that was a great idea, and he made it happen. My goal was to learn everything about the operation of the ship in those 6 months. During the first 2 months, and after every day ended at 3:30 p.m., I would clock out. We had a time clock where we would clock in at 7 a.m. and out at 3:30 p.m. I would then walk back in the gate and head back out to the ship. Each day, I would take a different system and completely trace it out. Whether it was the fuel oil system, steam, condensate, potable water, compressed air, and ballast system piping, at the end of 2 months, I knew where every valve, every strainer, and every control device were located in every system. The director of the operating engineers noticed that I was extremely familiar with every mechanical system on the ship, and he knew that I was electrically familiar with all the electrical systems from my time as an electrician. He asked if I would take the lead for the third shift operating engineers, as an apprentice, mind you. My job each week was to fire the boilers up, bring them up to operating pressure, bring the 3 generators online, and have the ship totally operational for the rest of the week to facilitate operational testing and checkout. Lesson learned, the reason why I'm sharing this with you is that your career is what you make of it. If I didn't go the extra mile, I truly believe that I would not be where I am today. I have always enjoyed what I was doing, and I have never stopped learning.